Tonight on OC News, the stock market plummets and the Dow suffered its biggest point decline in history. Meanwhile, Philadelphia is celebrating in a big fashion after the Eagles soar and win the Super Bowl. Investors are nervous tonight as the stock market went into a free fall late in the day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged a record 4.6% less than 2 weeks after setting record highs. We turn now to OC News reporter Sochi Lagunas, who has been monitoring the story for us. Sochi, football fans in Philadelphia are welcoming the Eagles home after their biggest Super Bowl win. Hundreds of fans lined up at the Philadelphia airport to welcome this team home this morning. Fans cheered and waved as the players drove by, celebrating their long-awaited first Super Bowl victory. Larry Nassar, the former USA Gymnastics athletic trainer, was sentenced today in a Michigan court for 40 to 125 years in prison for the criminal sexual conduct of more than 60 young women. He is expected to spend the rest of his life in prison. In a final statement, Nassar stated he was sorry and that the words of the young woman and parents impacted me to my innermost core. He also added that it pales to, in comparison, the pain, trauma, and emotions that you all feel. This sentence is based on this guilty plea to 3 sexual misconducts, 2 of which include girls between the ages of 13 and 15, and 1 against a girl under the age of 13. Nassar has also been sentenced to 40 to 175 years for charges in Ingham County and 60 years for conviction involving child pornography and other federal cases. A few hours before the Super Bowl, Kylie Jenner announced on Instagram that she gave birth to her baby girl on February 1st after keeping it a secret this whole time. On Kylie's Instagram, she posted a video that shows us her journey over these past 9 months. She released a statement apologizing to her fans for keeping them in the dark for so long. Kylie says she made this decision to protect herself and her baby from all of the stress and emotion. Congrats. Thank you, Matt. The ratings were low for the Super Bowl. That might be because it had some competition. If you think Tom Brady is cute, check out this quarterback. Today on OC News, CSUF's men's basketball team is headed to their first NCAA tournament in 10 years. And I'm Kendall Hill. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. CSUF shocked and awed the sports world. Our own Matthew Kirkland breaks down the details for us. Texas residents are on edge after a string of explosive packages appeared in front of homes. Today marks the second and third deadly package explosion in Austin. Reporters Erica Salazar has the details on this. Glendale Galleria shoppers got more than they bargained for after a botched robbery attempt on Saturday. 3 men reportedly began smashing glass at a jewelry store, prompting a security officer to fire off his weapon at least once. The security officer held one of the suspects at gunpoint until Glendale police arrested him. The other two suspects were able to run away. No one was injured, but many shoppers believe they were caught in an active shooter situation. Though the mall never officially closed, many fled the scene and others recounted their experience on social media. Officials have now cleared the Santa Ana riverbed of all the trash left behind by the homeless encampments that were removed. Over 404 tons of debris were removed from January 22nd to March 3rd between the I-5 freeway and Ball Road. 5,297 pounds of hazardous human waste and approximately 14,000 hypodermic needles were removed in the process. According to the Public Works spokesman Shannon Widor, she added that the trial will remain closed until environmental restorations are complete.
Thanks, Alicia. Those tips are really going to help me out.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to graduation. Well, that's all we have for tonight. Make sure to follow us on all our social media at OC News CSUF. Have a great night. Weather has been affecting the performance of some Olympians, with high winds reaching 40 miles per hour, and many Winter Olympic events have also been disrupted or postponed. Some of the downhill ski events have been postponed until later in the week, such as the women's giant slalom, which has been postponed until Thursday. While the ski racing events have been canceled, a women's snowboarding event ended with many competitors frustrated, leaving many saying that it was a complete challenge as we saw competitors being blown sideways. The winds are a concern for the events that are going to be held on Wednesday and Thursday. People are still protesting the presence of North Korea in the 2018 Winter Olympic. Let's take a look at what someone had to say.
I'm very angry. Now I'm upset. Now I want America demolish the North Korea before the Moon Jae-in, before the visitor North Korea.
With all the division happening with protests, there is unity on the ice skating rink. Two sisters have hit the ice for women's hockey in the 2018 Winter Olympics, but they are competing for two separate teams. Hannah Brandt is competing for the Team USA and Marissa Brandt for Unified Korean Team. Their parents share about having daughters play for two separate teams and the 140-member orchestra that was sent by the North Korean government to cheer on the Korean women's hockey team.
And I think because of the setting, because of all the cheerleaders on the side, and it was just a really moving piece, and I felt like, oh my gosh, this is like so special, and this could be it is a part of history.
The United States is currently ranked in 5th place. Norway is leading with 8 medals total. Canada 6, Netherlands 5, Germany 4, and United States coming in with 4 medals total, 2 of them being gold. The 2 gold medalists for Team USA are Red Gerard winning in men's snowboarding slopestyle and Jamie Anderson winning in women's snowboarding slopestyle. Chris Maedzer took the silver medal for men's in luge, and the USA figure skating team took bronze. Currently, ice hockey and mixed doubles curling are taking place, and later tonight, starting at 8 p.m., is the semifinals for curling, along with women's snowboarding and speed skating. 10 p.m. is ice hockey, and starting at 11:30 is men's snowboarding and bronze medal match for mixed doubles curling. Go Team USA! That's all for the Olympics. Back to you, Vanessa and Riley. Earlier today, it was reported by officials at the Associated Press that California rejected the federal government's initial plan to send their National Guard to the Mexico-U.S. border because it is considered too closely tied to immigration enforcement. However, ABC News is reporting that National Guard spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Keegan says that state officials have not rejected anything and released a statement saying, quote, "The federal government has not yet responded," and added that the next step is for the federal government to respond by signing the memorandum of agreement, end quote. President Trump praised California Governor Jerry Brown on Twitter last week after Brown pledged to send 400 troops to the border as part of the Guard's 3rd largest border mission since 2006. The president tweeted, quote, "California Governor Jerry Brown is doing the right thing and sending the National Guard to the border. Thank you, Jerry. Good move for the safety of our country," end quote. The president has previously mocked and criticized the governor on Twitter, Governor Brown insisted that the troops would have nothing to do with immigration enforcement. He did not say how he would distinguish between immigration work and going after criminal gangs and drug smugglers over the weekend. California told federal officials that troops would not participate in tasks such as remote control surveillance. Here in Southern California, our weekend was mostly cloudy with zero chance of rain as usual. The rest of the country is still dealing with winter. Matthew Kessler has more. The NHL and NBA playoffs started this weekend. Our analyst Matt is in the studio with the latest on the wild weekend. Matt?